One, two, 1, 2, 3. It's a Saturday night special with a go with Jericho. Don't miss the Saturday night special. Set it up there and watch the show.
I'm back.
It's a Saturday night special with a go with Jericho. Don't miss the Saturday night special. Set it up there and watch the show. It's a Saturday night special. We can go with Jericho. Don't miss the Saturday night special. Set your out there and watch it go. Talking about Chris Jericho, baby.
Yay!
Ready so on time. The night in the heart. Devil God. I told you. Rock and roll.
All right, all right, all right. Welcome to the Saturday night special. I am Chris Jericho, and sorry about that. We had some kind of a glitch in there that just kind of knocked everything off for a bit. But we're back. We're here. And it's been only a couple weeks since the last one, so it's pretty exciting. I feel that we're almost back in the schedule that we were before during the pandemic, which totally sucked because we were locked down, but we were doing it weekly. And today I'm doing the Saturday Night Special because we are in Jacksonville. Fozzie had a show in Jacksonville tonight, which was great at the Taco Fest, which I thought was going to be kind of like a street festival, but it was actually just like a real cool rock and roll type vibe. So we actually had about 3,000 people watching the show for the whole set. And then, of course, we played Cadott, Wisconsin the other day where we had about 15,000 people. And then we sold out Iowa City, Wildwood. So it's been a great 3 days of getting back on the road with Fozzie. And here we are back again. I had the night to relax, so I thought it was perfect. We had such a huge response to the complete list of Jericho when we did it a couple weeks ago, and it's the same tonight. Anybody that orders the book during this show will get it autographed, signed personally to you from me. You got to buy it during this show. We're keeping track of the times and all that stuff, and you buy that by going to Jericho30.com. And a lot of people that ordered last time were like, well, I got my book, but it wasn't signed. Well, the reason why is we are doing what's called a book plate. It's a pretty commonplace thing in publishing. I did it many times for all the other books that I've done. And what it is you design a book plate, which is basically like a sticker like this, right? And you sign it and you take off the back and then you affix it to your book so it's signed. Right? That's kind of how it would go. And what we did, we designed this with the date, the order number. So oh my gosh, the other day I did 500 of the damn things. Individually sign with the order number and then sign it to you and then sign my name. So it's basically how they do long distance book signings. And we thought it would be a great way to do it. And so people have gotten their book plates, and those that haven't are waiting for them, and we'll get them. They're all in the mail. And the same thing will happen after tonight. We'll all probably do these this week, and you'll have them probably by the end of the week. So it is a long distance book signing, and the best way to get the complete list of Jericho signed by me, and the only way, because we're not doing any bookstore signings, because this is not in any bookstores. Like I said, I published it myself. When the publisher said, the guy that I asked after 4 New York Times bestselling books said, it'll never work. It's too much of a niche product. And I was like, well, you don't know my fans. We're all about the niche. And so I said, fuck it. I'll release it myself, which I did. And literally the first printing is almost sold out. It's insane how crazy these have been selling. So I thank all you guys who have bought them. Hope you're enjoying them. And tonight we're going to tell stories about the book. And like I said, every single match that I've ever had is recorded in here. So I'll have you guys pick some numbers, and then I'll just open it up to whatever number match it is, and we'll discuss and tell some stories and have some fun. So like I said, anybody who buys this book at Jericho30.com over the next hour or so will get it signed. So that's kind of the rule. So so it's been a great week because we got back to playing with Fozzie, which was awesome. We played a new song. Well, we played Sane, which is our new song, which you can see the video for. We played another new song that no one has heard called The Vulture Club. And it's always hard when you do a new song for the first time live, especially in this day and age, because everybody is filming it. So you better get it right. You better get the words right and know the lyrics and all that sort of stuff. And so we rehearsed it quite a bit, and it did leak after the Iowa City gig, but it sounded great. So if you want to hear the Vulture Club by Fozzy, you can probably go hear, it's a shittily recorded version because you're going to hear it through the iPhone, but you get a chance to at least hear what the vibe of the song is. So that was a lot of fun to play some new tunes, just to get back with the band. It was great. And we played at the Rock Fest in Cadott, Wisconsin. And backstage, it was like anybody that you were really friendly with or only barely knew. Like we toured with Stained for like 6 weeks back in 2013. And I probably spoke to Aaron Lewis 5 minutes the whole time. I spoke to him for like half an hour the other day. It's like, oh, hey, dude, like everyone's just excited to be around other people. So got to reconnect with the Steel Panther guys, who are very good friends of mine, and the Anthrax guys, John Five, and the Stain guys, and just Non-Point dudes. It was a really, really kind of cool high school reunion, shall we say, because everybody was so excited to be back out playing once again. So now that I've said that, we'll go through some posts and questions. Mortimer Fort. Hey, Chris, I'm a huge fan. I've read all your books. I ordered your new one when you're offering personalized copies. Mine didn't come signed. Well, like we said, it will come signed. The book plates are in the mail, and then you just put that on. That it's actually even more valuable than a signed book for whatever reason. So you guys are getting your money's worth. And once again, if you want to be a part of that, go to Jericho30.com and buy it within the next hour or so. So Ken is just going right for it. Ken Kioski says, I want to hear about match 666. Would that be the most evil match that I had? Wouldn't you freak out if I actually wrestled Damien 666? That would have been weird, but let's go see. It's a good place to start. So as you can see, every single match that I've ever had, I kept a record of it, and it's all been transposed into this. It originally looked like this. That's the actual binder with the actual pieces of paper with the writing on it of the matches that I had. So Alex Marvis took them off these pages, put them into this book. And of course, we have all the top 10 lists and rare pictures and all that other stuff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So here we are. Match number 666, very evil. That was February 17th, 1997, against Jeff Jarrett. And it was in Tampa, Florida. And I won with a roll-up, which is huge to beat Jeff. That's pretty cool. In front of a crowd of 5,000 people. The payoff was $1,107, which is really good. And that reason for that is because I was making weekly money at that point. I was probably making, I don't know, I guess it would be, if I was working, I don't know, probably maybe $3,000 a week or something like that. Maybe $4,000 a week. It's probably around $4,000 a week. So that would explain the 1,100 there. And I gave it 2.5 stars. And I remember it was, we had a match, a Nitro was kind of live from the Tampa Fairgrounds. So we all changed kind of in, I guess you'd say like motorhomes and stuff like that. And I never met Jeff before. And it was first night in. And for some reason, there must have been a distraction finish or something like that. Because the level that I was at in February of 1997, Jeff Jarrett was a completely much bigger star than me. So if I was beating Jeff Jarrett, there was a reason behind it. And it wasn't because they wanted me to get a big push. That's for sure. So let's see what we got here. Once again, guys, these matches go by so fast that I'm trying to find. I had a really good one here, but I might have lost it already. After the 666, somebody wanted to see match number 777. So I don't think I'll be able to find that because I think the questions went by so fast with all the people that are on here. So whoever asked, oh, there it is. I found it. Lori. I've met Lori before. What was your 777 match? So we went from the most satanic match to the most Christian match. So I wonder maybe I work Shawn Michaels in this one. I don't know. And as we go through it, we find, look at this. Here's a WCW booking sheet from September of 1997. And all those filled in dates was my schedule. So that month I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days off and 22 days on. So quite busy. And then I go through Excalibur's top 10 Jericho matches. We got a lot of broadcasters and journalists to give their favorite Jericho moments. So let's see, match number 777. Okay. Wow. This is the WCW years. November 3rd, 1997. And that was against Scott Hall. And once again, I won with a small package. I won back in February with a roll-up, and I won now in November with a small package. That was in Philadelphia. Crowd was 12,000. Payoff was $866. So I probably worked less matches or more matches that week. And I gave that match 3 stars. But think about that, February. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So in 9 months, I had 111 matches. So that's over 10 matches a month. That was pretty much kind of the schedule, I guess, that we had at that point in time. So anyways, and the match with Scott Hall, I've got to tell you about the match. So this was a match that I was having, and I think it was supposed to be just a get-over match for Scott, and that means that he's just going to beat anybody. We'll put Jericho in there. I was kind of the nameless, faceless, hot young upstart babyface at the time. And Scott was going to go over, and Scott was like, why am I just beating this guy? Like, everyone expects him to beat me. Why doesn't he beat me? And then, it'll be a big surprise. So the finish was, I think it was a small package, like I said, and I had to actually show him how to do a small package. He wasn't quite too sure how to do that move. And I guess, a 6'8" giant guy probably doesn't get a lot of small packages in his career. So I had to show him how to do a small package in the dressing room. And then we had the match, and then after I beat him, then he gave me 3 razor's edges, like just completely annihilated me. And then I think Lex Luger ran out, and someone else ran out. I think it was like maybe I don't know, Nash and Hall and Luger and somebody or whatever it was. And I was thinking, well, this is perfect. So next week it'll be a tag match, Luger and Jericho versus Hall and whoever it was that ran out. It wasn't as big as Nash. It was maybe a Norton or a Bagwell or something like that. And I went to Kevin Sullivan. I was like, so does this mean that we're having a tag match next week? Like, it makes perfect sense. He goes, yeah, it does make perfect sense. We thought about it, but we're not doing it. And I was like, okay. So that's the story with that. Let's see. Mortimer Fort, do you still keep track of your matches? Are you over it now that you've made this book? No, absolutely not. I'm not over. You never get over it. 30 years, I kept track of all these matches. And even when for a while, I stopped writing them down because I knew that you could see them all at cagematch.com. I think it's called cagematch.com. So I was able to just get them from there. But that's only the ones over the last 2 or 3 years. But October 7th, 2020 is the last match in here. It's my 2,722nd match. So there's 2,722 matches in here. And since then, I've probably had another dozen matches, and I've kept track of those ones as well. So I don't think the next book will have quite as many matches, but, maybe if we do, we're going to have to do a second printing, like I said, because this one is going to sell out. So maybe we'll add those other matches and kind of make a complete collection of everything that I've done. So do Canadians get signed copies? I just ordered mine. Yes, Canadians do. We will ship them anywhere. The book plate will go to wherever you are. So let's see what else we got here. Oh my gosh. I like hearing from other countries. Bonsoir from France. Oh, that's awesome. Been a fan since 96. Would love to hear and see a talk between you, DDP, and Stone Cold about an AEW to Europe. We got some pretty good wine and vodka. Well, hey, that would be great. And we could probably do a Talk as Jericho or an Austin show with DDP and Steven and Chris, because we're all great friends. So that doesn't surprise me. I think I said 420 last time because I remember thinking, it's going to be Rob Van Dam. So think of some different numbers, not ones that like match number 69. We did that one. And so do like more random type numbers, because I think we only did this. Richard Bozzi, I got to get a book. Well, go get one. We just did this 2 weeks ago, and I know we still spoke about 420, and I know we spoke about 69. So give me a number between 2000, between 1 and 2,721. Well, that's an easy one, Omar. That's the original one. I can even recite that one off by heart. That was October 2nd, 1990. And that was in Ponoka, Alberta at the Moose Hall. That's the name of the venue. And there's about 130 people there. I wrestled Lance Storm, and we went to a 10-minute Broadway, which is a draw, time limit draw. And I got paid $30. And the name on the envelope said Jericho, Jericho. So there you go. And it was really cool because we had, I think I might have told the story in the last one too. So like I said, if you guys want some different numbers, don't pick anything like 1, 2, 3, 4. We did it last time. So don't try and be cute. Just pick the most random of numbers, like 7, 12. something like that. So yeah, we had the match, and we had basically had all summer to work it out because we've been training that summer and in Calgary. And so we kind of had what we were going to do figured out. But the difference is that nowadays guys would probably have it worked out, from beginning to end. We just had a couple spots that we had called and just made up the rest. And you can watch it. You can actually go to Talk as Jericho. Lance and I did a watch along of my first match, and it was a Broadway. So at the end, you just trade false finishes, and we kind of ran out of stuff to do because we really didn't have anything else, any other moves. So we had called the stuff that we had planned, and the rest were just kind of winging it. And we're just kind of like roll up, body slam, go for a pin, hip toss, go for a pin until the bell rang. But that's different. Now everything would probably be very regimented and kind of planned out accordingly. So things were different back then, which is another reason why I was really happy with the complete list of Jericho. Because even if you're not a Jericho fan, and who wouldn't be, it's almost a history book of how things used to be 30 years ago, which might as well be 1,000 years ago, the way that the business has changed so much. So it's all included in here. All right, Christopher Grunthana. I don't know. It sounds like a villain from a Thor movie. Number 17. So he's going old school. All right, I'll take that for you. This is a good one, actually. March 17th, 1991. Bozo Mccullough. And I lost in Calgary. He hit me with a foreign object. There was about 200 people in the crowd. My payoff was $50, and it was a 1.5 stars. So I wasn't too happy with that match. And all the star ratings are my ratings. They're not like, Meltzer ratings. Not that he was keeping track of me in 1991. So Bozo Mccullough, his real name was Don McCullough, but he was called Bozo because when he beat you, he'd put a rubber clown nose on your face. And that was why he was called Bozo. And I think he was like an RCMP officer. He's kind of built like one of those kind of tall but big gut. And it'd be funny if you guys could find a picture of Don Bozo Mccullough. But I guess, yeah, so whatever reason they decided to put Bozo over on Chris Jericho, who was the hot young upstart. But he had to use a foreign object, so they protected me at least. But, yeah, I lost to Bozo Mccullough. So anybody that's ever complaining about doing a job in a match, don't. Because you didn't lose to Don Bozo Mccullough. And here's another thing. I was just talking to Tony Khan about this tonight, actually. Look at my appendix here. The appendix in the book is what I'm talking about. Alex Marvez put together a bunch of really cool facts and figures and numbers and that sort of thing. And one of the things he put together was my career record, as you can see right there. And it's 1,419 wins, 1,226 losses, and 77 draws, which is a 52% win percentage, 45% loss percentage, and a 3% draw percentage. I think I've done pretty good, but people that are still worried about winning and losing in wrestling, I lost 45% of my matches. That's like almost borderline jobber, but I think I did okay, right? And by the way, cheers, guys. There you go. Having a White Claw tonight. I kind of taking it easy on the vodka lately, which is good. All right. Mike Paterna says match number 758. Hope you guys are enjoying this. And don't forget, if you order this book during the course of this show at Jericho30.com, I will sign it personally to you. All right. 758. Let's see what we got here. It's another WCW years, kind of around the same area from before. And that was against, oh my gosh, Nagoya, Japan. What tour was this? Jushin Liger, September 20th, 1997, match number 758. I lost to a super brain buster, and the crowd was about 10,000 people. My payoff was $480, and I gave that 2 3/4 stars. So if I'm just kind of looking here, I guess that would be one of my first Japanese tours. Wow, Yoshi. Yeah, okay. That's really cool. So, yeah, I did work with Liger, and I think, wow, see, you would think you would remember that. Okay, so I think maybe what had happened was I had worked, here it is. Okay, so September 18th, I worked a match against Takaiwa. Oh, no, it was with Takaiwa versus Wild Pegasus and Norio Honaga. Okay, that was in Tokuyama, Japan. Now, Benoit was Wild Pegasus. And I remember that, and I also got pinned in that match by Honaga. I remember I gave Benoit a spin kick, and it missed just by a little bit, and he took a bump off it, and he was really angry at himself. So afterwards, he did 500 hack squats, they're called. So you just, the Indian squats, maybe 1, 2. So I felt bad that I had thrown the kick that had missed. So I joined in and did 500 squats with him. And the next day was in Okayama, Japan versus Dr. Wagner Jr. And the one after that was against Liger. And the second day, my legs were just killing me. The second day after I did all the squats with Benoit, which was on September 18th, September 20th, my legs were fucking killing me from all these squats. And I remember, you don't know who you're wrestling until you get to the show. And I showed up there and it was like Liger. And I was like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I can't even walk. I can't even move. What am I going to do? And I pulled through the match, but that's probably why I only gave it 2 3/4 stars. It probably could have been much better, but I was probably just messed up from my legs. But I never had that great match with Liger. I think I never had that great match with Daniel Bryan either. I'm sure there's a lot more we could have had if we would have had more matches against each other. So, all right. Greetings from Norway. That's awesome. Thank you for joining us all the way from Norway, Ben Ols. Match number 1567. Let's see where that takes us. I'm sure those are the WWE years, which it is. So that's the thing. If you're looking for WWE years, those are the higher numbers. If you're looking for WCW, those are the middle numbers. If you're looking for ECW, Smoky Mountain, Mexico, early Japan, Canadian Indies, you probably should go 800 and earlier, maybe 600 and earlier. So think about that. All right, 1567. And that was in January, February 1567, February of 2003, February 15th. Oh, look at this. I lost to Kurt Angle in my hometown of Winnipeg, Manitoba. And I gave that one 4 stars. So that was a great match. I always had great chemistry with Kurt. He was obviously a great performer and a great worker. And at that point, I had stopped keeping track of the crowd size and the money that I was making. I think just because it was, you're making money every week and it's the same amount of matches. So I just stopped that. But keep in mind too, I'd also been keeping a record of matches for 13 years. So just the fact that I still had it, that's pretty cool. So Kurt Angle in my own hometown of Winnipeg, but 4 stars. And I wish I could give you more information about that match, but I really don't have any because I can't recall it. But I'll tell you this, Kurt Angle right out of the gate was a tremendous performer. And he was a natural right out of the gate. So, and I think at that point too, it looks like I was gearing up probably to wrestle with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, which I was. So Shawn probably wasn't on the road, but Kurt was, and they put us together and we tore the freaking house down. It was probably the main event too, because it was Canada and Winnipeg more specifically. All right, let's see what else we got going on over here. Kenneth says match number 44. Kenneth, oh yeah. All right, Kenneth says match number 44, and that's taking us way back early. But you never know because I didn't have a lot of matches, so this could be in 1991 or even 92 at that point. All right, that was close. This is October 14th, 1991. This is an FMW tour, a 6-man with Lance Storm and Ultraman, who's better known as Damien 666, which I said earlier, versus Ricky Fuji, Masashi Honda, and the Shooter. And I won. I pinned Honda with a complex schoolboy. And that was in front of a crowd of 3,500 people in Fukuoka, Japan. That's probably the Fukuoka, Japan. Payoff was $160, and I gave that one 3 stars. So that's probably pretty good. I think a complex schoolboy, I used to just do a normal schoolboy where you jump over and catch the guy. But this one, what was complex about it? Schoolboy. I would jump over like a sunset flip. I don't know what the hell it was. It was a complex schoolboy, if you guys know anything about that. But that was my first tour in FMW, and I was 20 years old. Think about that. I started wrestling when I was 19, and I had my first Japanese tour when I was 20 years old. And I'll never forget the total culture shock when I first went there. I went to this place called Lawson Station, which is like a convenience store. and I went in and bought some milk. I was a big milk drinker at the time. I remember opening it, I just drank half of it down in one fell swoop, and I was just like, blah, and puked it all back up because it was goat's milk, and it has a very different taste to it. So, and I remember getting a pizza with corn and a squid on it. So I was like, you're not in Kansas anymore, right? So, but it was a great tour, and I really enjoyed it. And I've been to Japan, I think 60 times since. So thank you so much. All right, let's see what we got going on over here. Tori Jones, I told you about the book plates, so don't worry about that. And I'm looking more for some more matches. Okay, Brian, where'd you go? Oh my gosh. Let's see what we got here. Match number 1452, and that's from Chris Jericho, but that's me. So this is not from the real Chris Jericho. All right. 1452. Let's see what we got. Isn't that 1452? The Columbus sailed the sea so blue. Is that the same thing? I don't know. 1452. And we are now back in WWE. And this is versus Edge, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. So we're doing a lot of Canadian shows. I won with a fallout, and the fallout is what Miz uses as the skull-crushing finale. I invented that. I called it the fallout at first. And I beat Edge, and that was 3.25 stars. Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and that was May 25th, 2002. And once again, don't remember anything about that. But it looks like we did a big Canadian tour, and I worked with Edge 3 times on that tour in Saskatoon, Regina, and Lethbridge. But then May 28th for match number 1455, I got a win versus Farouk in Calgary, Alberta, 3 stars. And if you would ask me if I had ever wrestled Farouk, I'd say, no, we never wrestled a single match. And there's the proof right there. And that's another really cool thing about this book is that I can go through it and see all this stuff. And even if I don't remember the match, it's like, it's pretty cool that I worked Ron Simmons, and don't even really recall it. So, and if I didn't write it down, I wouldn't have remembered that. So very, very cool. All right. A. Benson, match 737, my badge number. Hi, Lacey, Alana, and Sabrina. Well, there you go. Thank you. A, obviously, A is a first responder, maybe a fireman or a policeman, maybe, or ambulance driver or something along those lines. So thank you, whatever it is that you do. And let's see where match number 737 takes us. That takes us to where are we at here? Oh, Painesville. Okay, Painesville, Pennsylvania, 737, and that was July 30th, 1997. I beat Psychosis with a lion tamer, and we had a crowd of about 1,000 people. My payoff was $722, and it was 3 stars. Always loved working with Psychosis. He was a great performer. He was a pioneer in a lot of ways because he was kind of the first guy that could really work with Rey Mysterio in the way that they used to just, blow up the ring and blow up the night, so to speak. So very, very good stuff there. And I don't remember that specific match, like I said, but I do remember working with Psychosis and just absolutely loving working with him. So hope you guys are having a good time. If you want me to talk about something other than the book, I can try and do that too. But like I said, these are just going by so fast. I've had 18 people talking about match number 69. And if I've answered it last time, I'll know right away. But let's go to 69 and see where that takes us. Oh my gosh, this is great. I love this. It's like the best walk down memory lane ever. May 31st, 1992 versus the Wild Thing in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I won with a front dive from the top rope. There's a crowd of 300 people there. I made $51. I don't know why that was $51, but I'm looking, there's a whole tour here of, let's just see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 matches. So maybe I made, I don't know what that means, $550 for the tour or something like that, maybe $511. I don't know. Anyways, it was against the Wild Thing, and I got it was 2.5 stars for that match. But man, this is just crazy. Big Mike Manson. I got to take a picture of this. There's a bunch, all the matches with the Natural, Brandon, the Paw, Flin Flon, Thompson, Cross Lake, Winnipeg. Man, I remember all these because we would go to Winnipeg, and get ready to do a tour. And you would do this tour, you start in Winnipeg, and then you'd go to all the Indian reservations. And there would be some long drives, but this was in the summer, so it wasn't the Canadian Hell tours that you hear, but it was just still long drives and a good crew. But the Wild Thing, he was kind of a guy that I think he wore like Chicago. There was a guy called the Chicago Bull, so he wore Chicago Bull outfits. But the Wild Thing was kind of a Bruiser Brody crazy guy, except for he probably worked at a pizza place during the week. So his Bruiser Brody, instead of being here, was just like there, And a front dive, I had the big idea where I'll go to the top rope, stand on the top rope, and I'll just do a front flip, and then the guy can catch me. And half the time the guys would catch me, half the time he wouldn't, half the time I would land on his shins. Sometimes I would miss completely. So that didn't last as long as I would have liked to, but I did beat the Wild Thing with it. So there you go. Thanks so much. All right. What else have we got? Let's see. Oh my gosh, there's so many things here. Let's see. Hey, Jericho, we love you. How about match 636? Love Melly, Larry, and Shay. I like people that are watching this as a family. That's pretty cool. Hard to believe that this is family entertainment, but if I swore, I apologize. I led a holy shit chant today after the guitar solo at the Fozzy gig. There's tons of kids there. So if there's anybody there that took offense to that, well, don't bring your kids to a rock and roll show. All right, 636. Let's see what we got going on over here. Johnny Grunge, Florence, South Carolina, and this is November 18th, 1996. So this is when I first got to WCW, and I won with a top rope missile drop kick. That's a top rope drop kick. There was a crowd of 4,500 people there. I made $492, and I got 2.5 stars for that match. Don't remember much about working with Johnny Grunge, but Johnny, God bless him, was a great guy. Not a great worker, though, so I'm assuming it might not have been the best of matches, but I gave it a decent rating, so I'm sure Johnny talked me through it. Let's see what we got going on here. There's a lot of stuff. People have some really cool things that they're asking about, but let's see what else we can do. There's a lot of people that are asking about the same number, which I'm not going to do. How about this one? Where's Colin going? Okay, Colin Buchanan. I like this. I like kind of looking at the older ones. That's just me, though. Colin Buchanan, match number 93. I bet you that's probably Mexico, maybe 1992, 93. It took me a long time to get 100 matches, I'll tell you that. I started October of 1990, and my 100th match was December 13th, 1992. So it took me over 2 years to get 100 matches, which would be 50 matches a year, which would be about one a week. So that was the schedule we had back then. And that 100th match was December 13th, like I said, 1992. That was in Monterrey, Mexico. I won. I beat Rick Patterson. It was Jericho and Vampiro versus Fabuloso Blondie and Rick Patterson. I beat him with a small package. There's 800 people, $200 payoff, and about 2 stars. So there you go. But 93 was in Calgary, and this is a good one. November 1992. November 13th, 1992 versus Lance Storm. And it says Storm wins the vacant CRMW junior heavyweight title. It's Canadian Rocky Mountain Wrestling. And I lost with a top rope power bomb, which I think is the first time I've ever heard or seen of that move. And there's a crowd of 200 people, and I made $50, but I gave it 4 stars. So that top rope power bomb for the 200 people that were there and for the $50 I made was damn impressive. And I think the reason why I lost is if you look at November 13th, I lost to Lance. He won the title. November 21st, I'm now in Mexico working there. So, in the time-honored tradition, as Vince likes to say, you lose the match and then you go to a different territory. So that's kind of what we do. So thank you so much for that. Stephen James is the most versatile competitor to ever hit the ring, from lightweight to heavyweight. You've done it all, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's very, very cool. Thank you so much. Wow, there's so many people, and so this is a good one. Match number 3089, Eric Campanella. There isn't one. Like I said, we're topped off at 27-22. This would mean I'd have to have another 350 matches. I don't think I have another 350 matches left in me. Although you never know, who's to say. This is a nice one. Match number 200. That's got to be Mexico. Let's see where we're at in Mexico. And I'll pick some higher ones too, so we can talk some WWE ones. But another thing, the reason why I like this book is that you can't find these matches from Mexico and Japan, these early ones, these Canadian indies. You can find a lot of the cage side or cagematch.com or whatever it's called from the modern era. But these ones here, no one will ever be able to find them. Like my 200th match right here, August 28th, Mexico City, a 6-man with Vampiro and Piroth Jr. versus Gladiador, Dr. Wagner Jr., and Grand Marcus Jr. I think I might have talked about this week on Talking Shop with Conan. I lost that. There's a crowd of 2,200 people, payoff of $337, and that's a 3-star match. I don't remember a lot about that specific match, but if you go back to earlier, match number 198, which was October 25th, 1993, that was in Naucalpan, Mexico. Now, Naucalpan was kind of like a real rough area, and the arena was had a balcony, and the balcony had spikes on the balcony part of it. So think about that. So what happened was, and it was Jericho and Corazon de Leon, Ciclone Ramirez and Pantera versus Villano 4, Villano 5, and Cranio. And Cranio had kind of a Skeletor mask. That was 2.5 stars. The crowd was 800. My payoff was $380. But this is my match notes from match number 198. This arena was a rough one, and on this night, the Villanos literally left the ring mid-match to fight with drunken fans in the crowd. They even climbed up to the second deck to catch them, even though it had literal spikes on the balcony to keep such incidents from happening. The Villanos, Tommy and Raymond, didn't give a shit, however, and hauled themselves over the spikes and kicked the shit out of the drunken loudmouths to the point that they suddenly couldn't speak anymore. So that's the type of stuff you get. I don't have match notes about every match, but probably about one in every, 20 or so, there's a match note there. So hopefully you guys are learning some stuff and having some fun. Don't forget, if you want a signed copy of the complete list of Jericho, go to jericho30.com and order it. We'll do the rest. The book plates are coming for those of you who bought them a few weeks ago. These ones will come quicker because we have the book plates made. Once again, I will sign it right there, and you can see the date, and you're all winners right there. You're all winners. Because if you see in the book, if I've won a match, you can see the W. Where's the W? Where's the match that I won? See a W right down there? Or right here? So, yeah, we got a W on there, too. So, anyways, those will be coming. Hope you guys are having fun. We got about another 20 minutes or so. So, if you want that signed book, order it now. All right, let's see. Match number 896 happened on my 9th birthday. What does 149 mean? I don't know what that means. I don't understand. But Asher's also a big fan of the Winnipeggers. Thank you. Of course, Winnipeggers every Thursday night at 9. Right here on the YouTube and Facebook channels. 896. Where does that put us? Oh, that takes us into 1998 when I was actually a heel at that point in time. Let's see where we got for that. 898 is, 896. My apologies. Providence, Rhode Island, August 1998, August 16th. I lost to Dean Malenko in a cloverleaf. The crowd was 5,000 people. The payoff was $824. And I gave that one 2 stars. So that's probably a live event, maybe. I'm not sure exactly what that would be. But Dean and I didn't rarely have matches that weren't great. So I don't know. Malenko displays one of his 1,000 moves on me in 1998. One of my all-time favorite opponents. Just so easy and smooth to work with. And there's a picture right there that you will not see anywhere else because that comes from my private collection. All right. Lots more to discuss, lots more to do, lots more rock and roll to experience. But let's see what we got going on now. Okay, let's find another one for you guys. You guys are really doing good here. I appreciate all these great questions. Thank you so much. Aaron Brooks, match number 69. We already talked about that. Think of some creativity. All right, let's see what we got. Come back. I don't want to lose you. Dang it. I had a good one, but I guess I lost. Like I said, oh, there it is. Oh, this is Elise right there. Okay, gotcha. I knew it was a special one. I didn't even see that it was Elise. So these guys are a part of the Saturday special crew. They're here in triple tasking, boozing, watching Impact, and tuning in here. Okay, well, thank you for watching it all. I appreciate it. What's match number 2621? Well, that would be, oh my gosh, I don't even know. Is that towards the end of WWE or is that in Japan at this point in time? Let's see what we got. We're getting down to the wire on that one, though. 2621. Let's see if we can find it. Okay. You guys are picking so many Canadian matches. It's hilarious. October 14th, 2016 in Edmonton, Alberta. And there was a loss that night, and I gave it 3 stars. So that looks like it was definitely a house show because I worked with Sami Zayn in Calgary the next day and lost that one. And then I worked with Seth Rollins the next day in Denver and lost that one too. So you can see what happens when you're a heel on the road. You lose. And out of those 3 matches, Cesaro was 3 stars, Sami Zayn was 3.5, and Seth Rollins was 3. So I was having some pretty damn good matches at that point in time. And then right next to it is a top 10 list, or not even, all of my WWE special guest referees, enforcers, and cornermen. The number of matches are in parentheses. I won't read that. Steve Austin, Batista, Ric Flair, Bret Hart, Jerry Lawler, Dean Malenko, Shaquille O'Neal, Roddy Piper, Dr. Tom Pritchard, CM Punk, William Regal, and Ricky Steamboat. So those are special guest referees, enforcers, and cornermen. That should be all of them, according to my information that I have. So there you go, guys. Hope you have a good time. And Walter, don't puke. Okay. Oh my gosh. I live in Bolivia. How do I get the book? Right there, Jericho30.com. If you live in Bolivia, if you live in America, if you live in Canada, if you live in Japan, if you live in England, if you live in Botswana, this is how you get the book. And the only way is Jericho30.com, because I self-published it. That's why I'm doing these things with you guys. I'm not doing book signings per se at Borders or Chapters. We're doing it here on the Saturday Night Special. And will it be translated into Spanish? No, it won't, unless somebody decides to do that. But it just seems like a lot of people have been asking for an audiobook too. How the hell could I do an audiobook of every match I've ever had? That would be so insane. So this is it. It's the history book. I'll just show you guys some of the pictures in the middle too, which are cool. So this is the actual program from the first match that I ever had. First match I ever had right there. And my name is spelt wrong and where I'm from. It says 15-minute time limit. Chris Jericho, Jerico, 220 pounds from Casper, Wyoming, and the Casper spelt with a K, versus Lance T. Storm. The T stands for thunder. And that's 225 pounds from Toronto, Ontario. So there you go. That's the first one. And there's lots of cool type of pictures in there and cool stuff from all around the world and all the different places I've been. So like I said, it really is kind of a cool history book, whether you're a big Jericho fan or just a fan of, I like that one. Remember I put this in the celebration of the champion right there. I put a coupon for 50 cents off any Jericho t-shirt in Chicago that night. So we had some fun with that. All right, let's see what else we got. We'll do a couple more here. Guys having fun? Hope so. Gosh, these things go by so fast, man. It's crazy. I'm trying to do the best I can here. So this might be one. I'm wondering, did you ever meet Kirby Puckett? Kirby's dad gave me a pic of himself, Kirby, and the WCW Four Horsemen. Yes, I met Kirby a couple times in Minneapolis at the Target Center. Obviously, Kirby's one of the greats in Major League Baseball, who has unfortunately passed away. His eye was kind of pushed back in his socket because I think he got hit with a ball or something. So his eye was always kind of like this. But nice guy, friendly guy, and God bless him. All right, Ross Howard, what's match number 1,000? Surely 1,000th match was very special. Watch the Monday Night War episode, all about you, and it was amazing, especially when your debut against The Rock, best of all time. Oh, there's a Monday Night War episode just about me? Wow, that's cool. I haven't seen that. All right, let's see. We got match number 1,000. That is a good point. We're in WWE at this point. Oh, I think we talked about this last time. Yeah, we did. It's the Big Boss Man Nightstick match in Winnipeg, which I discussed on the last Sunday special. And long story short, basically the nightstick fell off the pole on the very first bump, which was a tackle in the ring, and we had to spend the rest of the match trying to pretend not to touch the nightstick that was lying right fucking there. So. Big Bossman was a great guy and awesome dude. So let's see what else we can find here. Let's see. Do you like being a heel or a good guy? That's a good question. I like both. I think it's easier to get people to hate you than it is to get them to like you. But once they start hating you, then it's hard to keep them hating you. You know, and I think being a good baby face is an art form. I think there's a lot of techniques and little tricks that I know that a lot of guys don't. And I haven't been a babyface I don't know, since 2012 maybe. So I'm really excited. Well, I was at the end of the Kevin Owens thing. I get it, but I'm excited to be a babyface because, like I said, there's a couple tricks about being a babyface that a lot of the modern guys haven't picked up on, or maybe it's gone away. But there's a basic premise of what a babyface is that a lot of guys have forgotten that I will try to implement in my babyface run in AEW, which will start this Wednesday, by the way, with the first labor of Jericho out of the 5 labors of Jericho. Jericho versus Sean Spears. Spears is allowed to use a chair. I am not. So I'm excited about this match. It's my first match since, I think, April when I worked with Dax Harwood. It's going to be hard hitting, and I have to win. I have to. So we'll see what happens, but I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about this, which is match number 1010. It's my wedding anniversary. Well, thank you, Chip. Isn't that sweet? So let's see where I was only 10 matches after. So this is still early on in WWE. Richmond, Virginia, and this is September 28th, 1999. The crowd is 8,000 people. It's versus the Road Dogg. I lost by DQ, and it was 2.25 stars. And I believe that might have been the first episode of SmackDown, maybe? Or was that a few months later? Either way, I remember I put Road Dogg through a table at one point during one of our matches, and he was gone for like 3 months because he was supposed to be gone to work on a country music record. He was going to sing it, and that never happened. I think he just went home and fucked off and didn't bother. So let's see. Oh, Nick says 1428, first time I saw you live. Let's see where that is. 1428, first time I saw you live. I like this. I like the Tony Khan's forward in this. Tony Khan did the forward. He lists all of the matches that he saw live. And he went through and got the numbers. And that's the cool thing. You guys can go through and make your own memories about what matches you saw live. I told you about that Rush book that I got, Wandering the Face of the Earth, which is every Rush concert since they started until they ended. And I went through and found the ones that I saw and what set list was it. It's just kind of cool. Makes it a little bit more personal, I guess. 1428, April 8th, April 2002. Rikishi, I beat him with a roll-up in Yuma, Arizona, and that was 3.5 stars. And I do remember this match because it was outside, like in a big baseball field. And I think that's the night I think Triple H paid Johnny Morrison, who was Johnny Nitro at the time, like $100 to climb this big light pole that was like, I don't know, 100 feet in the air. And he went up there and climbed it in his dress shoes because he had to wear dress shoes at the time because he was Bischoff's assistant, and climbed down and got his $100. So that's, I remember that. And of course, I remember the Rikishi stink face, which I invented the name, the stink face, which I got from Kevin Smith, Mallrats, which was the stink palm. And I was like, well, the stink palm is you get, ass on your palms. It's a stink palm. Well, this would be a stink face, or you get the ass in your face and, react accordingly. It's not rocket science, ladies and gents, but it is fun to think about. So, you guys still want some more, or what are we doing here? Should we do a little bit more? I think it's been going really good. I mean, once again, if you guys want to be a part of this book and want to buy it, it is available at Jericho30.com. If you buy it tonight, during this show, which is probably getting ready to wind down pretty soon, I will sign it personally to you. You will get the book plate within the next few weeks, and you can affix that to your book, and it's done deal. Like I said, they told me it's even more valuable than an actual signed book, and I'm numbering these too. And that's the big thing now, is individually numbering. It's funny. I bought a McCartney signed Hofner bass on this auction site. I never thought I'd get it. I actually got it the day of WrestleMania. So I've been bidding on this Beatles yesterday and today, which of course is the famous Butcher Baby cover, which is where Wendy O. Williams got the name, which is where Carla and Heidi got the name for the band. But the Beatles did this really raunchy cover at the time with raw meat and baby heads, and they're just kind of smiling. And it's super rare. They took it out of circulation, and somebody was selling one. And I'm like, I got to get this, like an actual Butcher Baby Yesterday and Today cover. But it was just, they call it a slick, which is just kind of like a poster of it. It's the original from 1967, but like I want the actual fucking album. So if anyone has a copy of Yesterday and Today with the Butcher Baby cover and you don't want it, well, send it my way. All right, Wrestling Network. Hello, Chris. I did a documentary video about you on YouTube. One thing I was willing to ask you is Jack Action your initial name, and how you changed the name to Chris Jericho? I'm not sure where this country is, what country this guy is from or girl, but Jack Action was my original idea for a name. And when I signed, I was signing my binder, Jack Action, and Lance Storm saw it. He goes, "What's that?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's not going to be your wrestling name. That's a stupid name." And I was like, "Fuck, what am I going to be?" And then it's the famous story of seeing Halloween's Walls of Jericho in the front seat of my 76 Volare that I had at the time at the cassette. And I was like, "Jericho, Chris Jericho. That's amazing. It's perfect. I love it." And Lance was like, "That's a cool name." So Lance Storm dictated Chris Jericho over Jack Action. And so you can thank him. He's probably right. If it was Jack Action, I might not be sitting here talking to you right now. The Big Boss Man was cool. You are right. He was cool. He was a great guy, super fun-loving guy, and a great worker too. He was a big man, but he was pretty badass. So, all right, don't forget Jericho30.com. I will, if you buy the book, I will sign it, personalize it to you. But you got to do it before the end of this show. So we'll probably go another 15 minutes or so, maybe. Let's see. All right, what else have we got? Match number 573. Let's see what we got there. Once again, going through all of this. This is early days. This is probably Japan. Let's see what we got. 573. Okay, here we go. This is June 15th, 1996. It is a tag Jericho with Big Titan versus Ultimo Dragon and Genshiro Tenryu. So that's a big match because Tenryu was the boss and Dragon was my rival. And of course I lost. I was pinned by Tenryu with a power bomb. Crowd of about 2,000 people in Fukuoka, Japan. And the payoff was $650. And I got 3 stars after that. I just remember Tenryu was super hard hitting. A great worker, fun to work with, but he would beat the shit out of you. He would kick you in the forehead so hard with his boots that you would have boot laces kind of tattooed onto your forehead after the match. But if you go back to 566, which is June 1st, 1996, that was a 3-way match versus Bam Bigelow versus Conan in an elimination match at the World Wrestling Peace Festival. I lost that one. Did I lose that one? Let's see. A crowd of 5,000 people were there. Payoff was $300, and I gave it 3.5 stars. And I weaseled my way onto this show. Dude called Del. I was thinking Del Griffith. That's Del Griffith from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's Del from. This is so stupid. Del from the Guns N' Roses. Del James is his name. I'm sorry. He helped me get on this because I knew Del, and Del was kind of involved in the wrestling scene down there. So he helped me get on this show, which was at the Sports Arena or the Forum in LA, which indirectly helped me get my job in WCW. But I'm going to read match notes number 566. I was looking for a way to break into the States after 3 years of working in Japan and Mexico only. So when I heard about this show, the World Wrestling Peace Festival, I went on the prowl. I called everybody I knew in LA from the small shows I had recently been working between Japanese tours. And I finally got a contact, which I think was Del James, who was able to book me on the show. I don't think I even got paid. Well, I did because this is $300, but I'm not sure where that $300 came from. I'm not sure. But I know for sure I used my points to fly to LA. That is true. I felt it was worth the shot. And it was. Somehow I got put into a 3-way match with Conan, my good friend, and WrestleMania headliner Bam Bigelow. And even better, Bam decided for whatever reason that he wanted to put me over. Me, the only guy in the show who was not under contract to any company. Top that off with the fact that I met Eric Bischoff that night, who told me he wanted to sign me to a WCW contract on the spot, and then promptly left the building before my match. Okay, so there you go. So yeah, Bam was angry at New Japan, who was kind of running the show. It was an Inoki show, and he let me pin him, which was the double German suplex. And I put my shoulder up, and he keeps us down, and I beat him, and then Conan beat me. So I did beat Bam Bigelow, and that is true. I wasn't even signed at the time, and I'm not sure I even saw Bam ever again after that. But he was very cool to put me over that night. All right, let's see a few more here. Crikey, 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 crikey. Okay, what else we got? I just received my 2 Fozzy tickets for Dublin in December. Is there a meet and greet, Chris? Yes, just go to FozzyRock.com. Our VIP is the best in the business. We do a mini concert with songs you're not going to hear later on in the night, and it's just a blast. And this whole tour is selling through the roof. It's amazing. So get tickets for that soon. All right. I just ordered the book, Dane Terrell. Thank you so much. Match 9/27, my wedding day. I like that. It means something to you. Got a little bit of inspiration there. Okay, what do we got? 9/27. And this is Prince Iakia, Roanoke, Virginia, November 5th, 1998. There you go. I won with the Lion Tamer. There were 6,000 people there. I made about $1,442. And that was 2.5 stars. Once again, don't remember that match specifically, but I do remember Prince Iakia. His name was Mike. I love the Mexican guys used to call him Prince Iuka. And he was named Prince Iakia because Kevin Sullivan, who was the booker and a major power player in WCW at the time, had a great friendship with King Curtis Iakia, who was the most famous wrestler in Hawaiian history, one of them. And this guy, he kind of looked like an islander. He might have been Polynesian, dark skin, that sort of thing. And Sullivan called him Prince Iakia. And he's a very good worker. And if you're wondering whatever happened to Prince Iakia or Prince Iuka, as my Mexican friend said, I think he actually won the lottery, believe it or not. He won the lottery and quit the business. So, so much good stuff, guys. I mean, it is fun talking to you guys about all this stuff. It is kind of a cool walk. Treya says, Treya, thoughts on performing live in front of a crowd again? Absolutely amazing. Both with AEW in Miami 2 weeks ago, which was just insanely great. Which something people don't realize is that Daly's Place is an outdoor venue. So the crowd noise goes up into the air. In Miami, there's a roof, so the crowd noise came down, which made it that much louder. In Austin this week, watching the show was just insane. And then Fozzy as well. I mean, dude, like I said, we played Cadott, Wisconsin in front of 10,000 people at 2:30 in the afternoon the other day, and they were going bananas and going crazy. So you cannot beat the energy and the excitement of a live crowd. So we're back and we're excited, and we're going out with Fozzy in September, and we're coming to Dallas next week with AEW and Charlotte the week after that. And we're almost sold out. By the way, another place, I mean, expecting a lot from you guys. We're almost sold out at the Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York City for September 22nd, which is massive, 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 massive. As a matter of fact, those ticket sales have doubled what WWE has for Madison Square Garden for their show a week earlier. Not bragging, but I'm bragging. No, but I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that just to show the interest for AEW for basically our debut show in the New York City market, because we're going to be at the Prudential Center the week before in New Jersey. So great stuff coming up. And thanks to you guys for coming to the show. All right. We're starting to wind down here. Let me take a couple more for you guys. Let's see. Sheboygan will be big, but not 10K. We have the Sheboygan Brat Fest, August 7th with Fozzy. Let me just see. So JGC, if we buy your book now, you'll sign it. Yes. Very easy, that one. What can we get? If we haven't got your signed copy book, which I supposed to get last time, you're going to get it, Deep. And you got emails. Everyone got emails about this. Read your emails. We're very organized. So read your emails, please. Baltimore show sold out. If you're talking about the Fozzy Baltimore show, it's not sold out. So you can still get tickets for that. Just go to FozzyRock.com and check that out. Geez Louise, there's lots of stuff going on here. Let's see what Carrie says. Match number 655. So I'm saying that's probably WCW time. All right, let's see what we got here. The numbers are still here, so people are still having fun. So I'll just stay on the line for you guys. Let's see what we got. 655 is that what she wants? Yeah, February 2nd, 1997. This is in Tokyo. I won. It's a tag with Scotty Riggs versus Akira Nogami and Kunyaki Kobayashi. I pinned Kobayashi with a tiger roll. I'm not sure if that's any different from the complex small package or whatever the hell it was I said earlier. There's 2,000 people. This is probably Cork and Hall. Payoff was $554. And that was 2.5 stars. And this is the tour that I did after I did the Super Lager match, which did not go well. And they had already booked me for the February tour, but they took off the mask, the costume. And I think they had me back because I was already signed up with the work visa, and they gave me another chance because they hated Super Lager, but they liked Chris Jericho. And thankfully that was the case. So Big Coup fan. Chris, please talk about match 84 and the cowbell with zero pay. Much love, brother. And I love the book. Just need it signed from KC. Well, buy it right now, Jericho30.com, and you're going to get it. Match 84. I don't even know if it's a specific thing. Shane Cody. Oh my gosh, you have been reading. This is funny. You have the book. Okay. Well, I'll see you sometime and I'll sign it for you. That's an open invitation to anybody that has the book. Just approach me and I'll sign it for you. August 7th, 1992, Shane Cody. And I was DQ'd when I was hit with a cowbell. That was in Newark, California. I won by DQ when I was hit with a cowbell. And there's a crowd of 100 people. Payoff was $0. And I got 3 stars out of that. And that was a run of matches. Handsome Al, Newark, California. Spanish Hitman, Newark, California. And a tag with Ken Johnson versus Boys in Black, Sundre, Alberta. I worked 4 matches in August of 1992 and made the grand sum of $0. And 3 of those matches, the Shane Cody one specifically, was in Bay Area Wrestling, which was based out of Hayward, California. And I flew there because my dad was dating his now wife. And she lived in Palo Alto. So I went there and also had been seeing this Bay Area Wrestling at the Sports Channel. My dad said, yeah, I saw this thing on Sports Channel America. I'm like, if I can just get on Bay Area Wrestling, it's on Sports Channel all across America. People will see me and maybe I'll get signed by WWE and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, it didn't quite work out that way, but it was really a cool experience for me. And I just saw they're doing a documentary about it. So I reached out to the documentary company and I'll be included in the documentary about Bay Area Wrestling, where I worked 3 times and made $0. But that's paying the dues. So paying the dues, man. Let's see what else we got. The Match of the Beast, 666. We did that earlier. You can go back and watch that later. Jason says, thank you for being you and for all that you do. You're one of the most genuinely good people there are. You've helped so many people in so many different ways. Well, thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. That's very nice. Always glad to hear that. And that's why I'm doing this, to hang out with you guys and have some fun. We started the Saturday Night Special during the lockdown because no one really had anything to do, including me. And like I said, I can't, fix your car or, align your fucking driver's wheel. I don't know, align your steering, but I can entertain and I can tell stories and answer questions. And that's what we're doing. Don't forget Jericho30.com. If you want to get a copy of the complete list of Jericho and you want me to sign it, I will do that. 99 was Monterrey, Mexico, December 13th. I won with a moonsault. I was tagging with Canadian Tiger versus Los Mercenarios de la Muerte. There was 11,000 people. I made $333, and it was 2.5 stars. So that was probably a Sunday at Plaza Monumental, which is what it was called, the big bull ring where they could draw about 11,000 people, and they did. And if you look, the match before that was 98 versus Black Magic. I lost. That was a championship match, also in Monterrey, Mexico. That payoff was $1,000, 4 stars. So I worked once that week, even though I was living in Monterrey, Mexico. So anyways, lots of good stuff there. My top 10 Canadian indie opponents. We have that here. Lance T. Storm. I won't read the actual descriptions. You guys can grab the book and read the descriptions. But my top 10 Canadian indie opponents. Lance T. Storm, Lenny St. Clair, a.k.a. Dr. Luther, Brett Como, The Natural, Don Callis, Johnny Smith, Biff Wellington, Jerry Morrow, Stan Saxon, Eric Fries, and Bulldog Bob Brown. And I said, I never had a good match with him, but he taught me a lot about what to do. Always put your opponent over in a promo, and what not to do, pretty much everything else, including abuse of power. He was a booker of most of the companies I worked for at the time. He had a penchant for paying the boys while he was completely naked. And this guy was probably, I don't know, he's probably 50 at the time. I'm 50 now, but he looked like He looked way older than I do. Kind of a big belly, and he would sit there naked and kind of play with his wiener as he was paying you your $50 or whatever. There's a couple of them like, you can keep the $50, Bob. I don't want your wiener on my money. All right. Let's see here. I almost grabbed one that was a very mean and angry person. So, is the cruise sold out? Is there spots? There's spots available. Just go to jerichocruise.com and check out what cabins are available. We had sold it out twice, but then new restrictions came in and blah, blah, blah. So we're not sold out now, but it's going to be a great time, and come join us, please. Are you coming to is AEW coming to the UK? I would imagine very soon. Our numbers in UK are actually bigger than Raw numbers. So, and that's not, I'm just telling you the truth. People get mad at me. Yelling at I'm not yelling at WWE or burying them at all. I'm just telling you facts. So it's a cool fact for us to know that we have that type of fan base in the UK. So we're going to be there as soon as we possibly can. All right, I'll do two more. Let's see. 105 is our wedding anniversary. Much love, man. Oh, and Clifford. I wonder what match that was. What match did I see Clifford? Which, of course, I saw with Dr. Luther. If you ever run into him, make sure you say Clifford. You'll get a laugh out of it, too. All right, let's see what we got. 105, you said. Who's my 105th match? It's fun for me to look through this, too, because I haven't had a chance to read the whole thing after we did it, because there's a lot of information here. But that'd be Biff Wellington, January 1993, match number 105, January 15th, Calgary, Alberta. Crowd was 150 people. Payoff was $50 and 3 stars. But that led to the 2 weeks later in Calgary against Biff Wellington was the very first barbed wire match in Canadian history. And it was for the CRMW heavyweight title. And I won that. I won with a clothesline. The crowd was 275, so we almost doubled the house that week. And my payoff was almost triple, $135, and I gave it 4 stars. And this was the very first, so you could tell, we did a barbed wire championship match, went from 150 to almost 300, 275. And I'm not sure what my payoff was predicated on, but I went from $50 to 135, working on top, brother, with the barbed wire match. And we clipped the barbed wire on 3 sides and left the barbed wire on one. Of course, that's the one that we fell into. It stuck in my back and in my hair. And it caused huge controversy to where Canadian national news covered it. I think it was 1992. There was no barbed wire matches then. We got the idea probably from FMW or whatever it was. And we had it, and we, tried to work it and kind of forgot which side was worked and which side wasn't. But even barbed wire with cut spikes was still pretty sharp. But hey, $135 at the time was a king's ransom. And I was happy to do it at the time. So, guys, this has been a great time. Once again, Jericho30.com. You've got probably about another 5 minutes before we're done. I got to play the theme song so you guys know that we're getting ready to finish. But this has been a lot of fun. And once again, I will try and do these as much as I possibly can when I have time off, because I really enjoyed doing them. I enjoyed doing them with you guys, and obviously it's always great to be able to have the books that you can get signed as well. But it's fun to tell stories, and having this book allows me to really hone in and remember that. So thanks to you guys. Gosh, we probably told 20 or 30 match stories here, and I appreciate that. And I thank you guys once again. Jericho30.com. This will not be sold anywhere else, because there is no bookstore that's going to sell it. It's just done from me. So thank you once again, Jericho30.com. If you buy it before I stop talking and turn this off, I will sign it for you. What are some more barbed wire thumbtacks? I've only had one match of each as far as I could go. No, I had the baseball barbed wire bat that Hunter used on me in the Hell in the Cell in Nashville. It stuck in my hair. That really hurt. But the thumbtacks hurt a lot, especially the ones that were in my hands. People are like, oh, it doesn't hurt. It hurts. It hurts. So don't fall into either of those. Eric G's got it. Jericho30.com. Book it. Thank you for your time. Which match did you give 5 stars? You can check that out. We have a list of all those in the back of the book as well. Actually, look at this. Just open it up right to it. Jericho 5-star matches. Right? And it's got a graph right here of all the star matches I've had too. So good question, Bruce. Thank you so much. Good night, Chris. Love you. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. A little bit of the bubbly. I usually don't take requests, so that was just for you. The Champion, thank you. I enjoy being here. Thank you so much, Captain Spaulding. Love that. Darby's thumb pack. We lost a lot of people on here. Was at 8 something, now 544. I don't know what that means. Thanks for 2 years in a row in the wedding anniversary. Book the Jericho cruise is the vacation of a lifetime. Thank you for another great Saturday night. Thank you, Stephanie. Can't wait to see Fozzie in Cleveland. Yes, we're coming. Make sure you drop by and say hi for sure. Thank you from Scotland. Gosh, this is so crazy. So many places all around. Thank you, Chris. Have a good night. Hello from Georgia. Thank you, Sheila. I like that. Thank you. Oh, we just had that. Thank you, Stephanie. You're one of the GOATs in professional wrestling. Always fun. Can't wait for Thursday. That, of course, is the Winnipeg. I definitely provide you guys with a lot of content. So if it's too much, just tell me to go fuck my ass. Mississauga. Thank you, Richard. Greetings from Poughkeepsie. Oh, my gosh. You guys have been so great. Thanks for reading the message. I messaged you on Instagram, but getting the book signed, we'll figure that out. Danville show, yes, it will be. Iowa City show is amazing. Fozzie's back. I'm looking forward to getting out there and playing for all you guys. So once again, thank you so much, guys. It is the complete list of Jericho. Every match I've ever had is in here. Rare pictures. That's a good one right there. That's from 2722, the match I had with Big Jake Hager against Luther and Serpentico. What a great full circle moment to have my 30th anniversary match versus Luther on October 7th, 2020. Over 29 years after we had our first one on April 10th, 1991. And you can read all that in there. Dave Meltzer's top 10 Chris Jericho matches. The list goes on and on and on. Order it right now, Jericho30.com, and I will sign it to you. And I'll probably be back in a few weeks because the demand, like I said, for this is through the roof. And that's great to hear, and I appreciate that. I would love it in Spanish too, but English is good. You can maybe figure that out somehow. Translation. I shared for you. Thank you so much. Saludos desde La Paz, Bolivia. Thank you so much, guys. Good night from North Ohio, Idaho. Gosh, you guys are from all over the world. It's really, really cool to see this. So once again, good night, Jericho. See you on Thursday. The Winnipeggers. Been a big fan since I was a little girl. Big fan of all you guys too. So once again, thank you so much. It's just been amazing. So we'll see you guys soon. We'll see you on Wednesday on Dynamite. If you haven't heard, see you in Ireland. Yeah. So San Jose just bought the book. All right. And we'll leave you with one last thing. Clifford! Good night, guys. Love you. Thank you so much. And keep sending me your comments on the book. And if you get the book, take a picture of it and post it on Instagram and tag me, and I will post your lovely faces on the book or on the Instagram. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I've been singing all day, talking all day. My voice is shot. I'll see you guys very soon. Tune in on Wednesday on Dynamite, and please enjoy the complete list of Jericho. Order it now. Actually, if you order it over the next 10 minutes, we'll say till 10:30, you will get a personalized autograph on that. So mission accomplished. I'm going to have some dinner. See you guys. Love you. Good night. 427